And we're on the air.
Yay!
Everybody, welcome to a very sad episode of Monday Night Heroes. We'll start off with a moment of silence for the passing of Lemmy Kilmister. Amen.
Yep, there we go.
Okay.
So we are a proud member of Legends of Tabletop Broadcast Network.
Yes.
And tonight we are doing Masks of Nyarlathotep. It's our 20th session.
The day get too old.
I know. I don't know how we did it, but we did.
We're almost legal enough to drink.
I'm already there. I'm already there.
Of course you are.
Because there's very little difference between Randolph and the man playing him. Once he starts drinking, that line just goes away.
The man playing him did not fight for the Confederacy. Whereas John believes he did.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
True, but
Wesley
you're
was an
equally as
advocate.
understandable while drunk as Randolph is.
All right, so we're gonna just jump into this real quick. When we were last together, these guys were looking for Jack Brady, a member of the Carlisle expedition, who had been seen in the Shanghai vicinity. And they tried several avenues of figuring out where this guy was. All of them were busts. Until, in the middle of the night, guess who shows up in Julian's bedroom? Jack Brady. Wearing a negligee, no less.
Ew.
Sexy.
With garters.
Well, sir,
Strap gently falling down
I'm
the shoulder.
flattered, but I think you got the wrong man.
Mr. Randolph is two
The
rooms
Randolph
better.
room's down the hall.
I believe that a very ill Julian Benoit was going to start to try and slug Jack Brady.
No, we're going to retcon that.
Oh.
Because I thought of something better.
All right. Well, we're going to open up, and he says to you, "I'm Jack Brady. I hear you've been looking for me. I got a minute, and you got some questions.
I got quite a few questions.
Why don't we save us all some trouble and get the rest of you people in here so I don't have to repeat myself?"
I don't know whose room is back there, but
I think ours.
Oh, I had a diagram. Well, it doesn't matter.
Shit, were we being loud again?
I don't know. Wait, what side was that? Was that
Your
Randolph's
room is
side or
actually
Julian's
across
side?
the hall. It was Randolph that was next to you.
all right. Well,
Randolph and the mysterious Irishman who disappeared.
okay.
He got caught up.
I'm going to take the lamp off the nightstand table and throw it up against the door to the room.
Timmy disappeared in River's room and was
What
never
the-
seen.
Turns out
It's in the
he
mattress.
got in her belly.
Julian, are you alright there? Is someone trying to murder you again?
Death by Snoo Snoo.
Does the rest of us
just
roll a
looks
listen check to hear that?
Brady looks at you and says, "It's a wonder why you people are still alive."
I said, is someone trying to murder you?
You just asking that through the wall?
Pretty much.
So you need the rest of us.
I'll go get everyone else.
Are you? Oh yeah,
Why
isn't your
are you in the room with him?
They're sharing a room. Yeah.
Could I use the fear of God to intimidate people?
Can you use the what?
Not in this group.
Who are you? And I don't know you.
I'm just wondering, is that something I can do? Or is it all like persuade?
Man, we don't even know who you are yet.
Yeah, calm down there, son.
Yeah,
All right. Jamal goes and gets everybody. I'm assuming everybody comes in.
I'm coming in, covering my beaten stick. So,
All right.
Put that away. Nobody
You
wants
don't
to see what you
need.
keep under your river.
You don't need to bring the beat up stick.
These are not the bad guys you're looking for.
All right. So everybody comes in. Brady says, "All right,
Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to Mr. Brady? Mr. Brady, everybody.
No, that's one journey that we don't have to go on.
No, isn't that convenient?
all right." Yeah, so I gather you guys never got to talk to Jackson Elias, did you?
He was having a personal meeting with a machete when we were going to see him.
He's dead.
Nice
All
one.
right. Well, let me just kind of get you all caught up to speed, and then you can ask questions when I'm done. As far as I can make out, we're all in a lot of trouble. The more I learn about this situation, the scareder I get. When I spilled the beans to Jackson Elias, I figured people would read his book and do something about this cult.
I spelled beans to Jackson Elias. I figured.
There's no book.
I'm sorry he ended up that way. I'm assuming you guys are friends of his.
The best. The very best.
My father was. I had met him once or twice.
He was a mentor of sorts to me.
He was a great man.
Don't you start that.
He was one of the few noble men
Shut
of
up and let
earth.
the man talk. It's too late to hear you ramble.
Well, I warned him.
I will strike you.
I warned him, and I didn't hold nothing back. And I'm warning you guys too. This cult, they play for keeps.
Yeah, we gathered that when they killed two of us.
Yeah, and maybe mugs like you already know that. Well, I guess I'll start from the beginning. I knew Roger's girl was trouble, the African girl. She was as tough as they come, and she had him around her finger. He must have known she was trouble too, because the more he saw her, the more crazy dreams he had. So it was great when he wanted to go to Egypt.
After that,
That'd be the end of her, see? And things would get back to normal. I liked the guy, and I owed him a lot. It seemed for a while that everything would work out. London, it was a lot of fun. But once we got to Cairo, Roger started having dreams again about meeting a god and crap like that. But now he wasn't drinking and the girl wasn't around, and the gentleman Roger had after long started acting nuttier than Roger did. And so I said to myself, trouble is somewhere up the road. After I paid Faraz Najir for his junk, Roger spent some time with it. He went off the deep end. There was a black kind of head and shoulder statue that he'd stare at for hours. And there was a map that he'd study, like a normal guy would check out a beautiful day. He started telling me we could meet the god as soon as he destroyed the eye and opened the path. That hotshot, Dr. Houston, should have talked Roger down, but he only encouraged me. So the first night that we were up the Nile at Dashur, Roger snuck out and climbed up the Red Pyramid. Any of you guys ever climbed a pyramid?
I come pretty close a couple times.
Well, then you know they're steep.
not really.
Roger started up that thing like a monkey. Never looked back or hesitated once, which proved to me that the poor bugger was absolutely crazy. But I followed him up, because I was crazy too. For about 2/3 of the way up the Red Pyramid, you just climb up over big blocks, sort of like something like some dumb kid could make by piling up 1,000,000 big construction blocks. The pyramid builders filled in all the gaps with nice smooth stone, but then later people stole that nice stone from around the bottom of the pyramid. The high stuff was just too hard to grab. They couldn't finish the job. Well, Roger zipped right up this part too, with me still behind, my eyes bulging out because I could barely find handholds to keep from bouncing down the whole damn pyramid. There's a little flat piece at the tip of the pyramid. When Roger reached the flat piece, he put on some kind of robe and started making weird sounds, as though he had flipped for good. And then there was a hell of an explosion with all kinds of funny echoes and screams with it, and a big red flash of light. Well, I lay there for a minute until it seemed safe to go on. He looked at me and said, "The eye's all gone, Jack. Now we can be gods." Well, that was just Roger talk, and beside him there was some big patch ripped right out of the stone, and it looked fresh. When I went back the next day, the patch had been filled in, as though the pyramid had repaired itself. But near the base of the pyramid, I found part of a rock which looked like it could have been in that patch originally, and it had this sign on it. He sketches a sign, I'll get that to you later. And now I know what it was. Its strong magic kept evil things away from us, and Roger deliberately broke its power. 2 days later, the whole gang, Penhew, Roger, Huston, and Patty, gave me the slip and disappeared in the bent pyramid. Some of the messenger boys went to find them, and they came out shrieking like the pyramid had eaten the respected scientists. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bingo! The workers run in all directions. The whole dig was deserted. In 5 minutes, the only person left in the whole area was me. Well, I went in. Sure enough, no one was inside. I was worried. But a long time later, out come all the missing people from the pyramid. Roger says they've been to Egypt, to the real Egypt. And that was about the most sensible thing he said. Penhew looked like he'd lost about 5 years. Patty and Houston both seemed somehow changed. Nobody would explain where they'd been. Nobody cared that after it was hard to hire workmen. After that, when I'd wake up in the nights, the rest of the gang would be talking creepy lingo like I'd never heard before. Then one evening, Roger said he was going to show me the power of what they dreamed. We went into the desert with a passel of Arabs. Everybody started screaming weird words and songs, and Penhew beat the drum that we got from Najir. When creatures started coming out of the ground and eating the Arabs, and Roger and the others started laughing. That's why I took my leave, as they said, and I went on a real toot. Roger found me the next day and warned me that I'd better change my attitude. Well, I owed the kid, and I wouldn't desert him. But after that, I started thinking real good. Then we went to Kenya, and Roger filled me in during the trip. We had found a true God, he said, who would rule the earth, and we would rule with that God, for we were the chosen of that God. The God had picked us to open the way for his return, and there was enough in what they said and what I saw to make me listen. Every week, Penhew seemed a little younger and a little livelier. Patty was sick a lot, and we were going to leave Nairobi from some place in the mountains where there was no river, no railway, no telegraph, no police, and nobody who looked friendly. I figured that Jack Brady wouldn't live very long there, so I made some arrangements. On the last night in Nairobi, I drugged Roger, typed the cash box, it was all Roger's money anyway, and got me and them aboard an unscheduled deadhead freight to Mombasa. Later I read that my guess was right. The newspaper said a lot of people died, but Penhew, Huston, and Patty Masters weren't among them. Anyway, my arrangements went off without a hitch. That happens when you think small and carry a lot of cash. When we got to Mombasa, we got off before the causeway and found a fisherman who was willing to go to Zanzibar for a few dollars. From there, we hopped a coastal trader to Durban. And in Durban, we dyed our hair, we got some decent clothes and sailed for Perth. Now, on the train to Mombasa, Roger got some tea, and he seemed to wake up a different person. I guess that being away from the influence of those other people let him return to his old self. I told him we were in a lot of trouble, and that we needed to hide out, and reminded him that the Arabs being killed in Egypt, and the God stuff and so on, he could remember it all right, although it didn't seem very important somehow. But he understood the logic of the situation. After a week or so, though, his nightmares started, and he began to go off the deep end. He was beginning to realize some of the things we had done. I was in Shanghai while I was in the Marines, so I had a fair number of friends here. By the time our ship put into Hong Kong, Roger could go no further. He began shrieking at shadows and everything that moved, so I put him in a sanitarium there. I had to use up most of the remaining money to get him settled. Then I went to Shanghai, believing that I'd never see any member but Roger of that damned expedition. So I thought, until I looked through my naval glasses at a certain yacht and saw Sir Aubrey Penhew preening on the deck of the Dark Mistress. Everybody give me a psychology roll.
I guess we put points in that.
Psychomacology.
I'm not there.
I did not make it.
That's a pass.
Nice. I got it.
6, I got it.
Let's see.
All right. If you've made your psychology roll,
I failed.
to you it seems like he's telling the truth.
Pyramid in that painting we saw, and then I personally understand the statue part.
Whatever you guys say. I got
I've seen some things though. I've been to places I shouldn't be.
So you're saying Pengu's here now?
Yeah, I saw him.
Oh, Jesus, how recently?
Well, I saw him fairly recently, which is why I wanted to come and talk to you guys.
You have a recent photograph of old Carlisle there.
Say what?
You have a recent photograph of old Carlisle. He's got some family back where who might be interested in knowing he's still breathing.
Yeah. I don't really know that's a good idea. I'm trying to lay low from these people, and having Roger outed as being still alive would be a dead giveaway of that.
I can't fault you there. Can't fault you there.
What's Pengu look like?
He looks like a white guy.
It's very specific.
Yeah. In Shanghai.
Well, I mean, he looks a lot younger than he did when I knew him. This, by the way, is the symbol that he showed you.
Can we roll a cult on that?
You can.
Can I? Okay. Would hieroglyphics also work on that?
Say what?
Would hieroglyphics also work on that?
No.
Okay.
24.
If you have hieroglyphics, you know enough to know it's not a hieroglyphic.
Okay.
Where'd you see Penhu last?
He was on the deck of his boat. That's all I saw of him. Honestly, it's all I really want to see of him. But unfortunately, I know these guys are up to something no good.
Can you be a little more?
That's pretty much it.
He's not a cult.
Yeah, where do boats dock around here?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I made my cult roll, by the way.
I did too.
Okay, it's nothing that you've seen. It looks like it's not complete. It looks like it's only part of a whole.
Jackson, what did you get us into?
Just now, here's the deal. I know that they're trying to bring their god back into the world, which can't be good.
No, because he's made it clear that he knows that we know about it.
I've been staying with a friend of mine. I'd like to keep him as anonymous as I can, but he is a master at this sort of thing, and he seems to think that he'd like to actually talk to you and ask you a few questions about what you know. What I'd like to propose is that we all meet at the Tiger tomorrow.
that could be a bit of a problem.
Before it opens.
Looking at Walter.
Yeah. Oh, well, Walter's been thrown out, but
Well,
Oh, you're lucky. We'll see what we can do about that, though.
We could probably meet you outside of the Tiger.
we want to keep a low profile.
That's true. I think we could do something about that. Tiger sounds like a good idea.
another question, Mr. Brady. Your years of experience out here, aren't you no way for us to acquire some artillery Because we might need to put some bullets in things.
Well, we can definitely work on getting you guns. There's no shortage of guns in Shanghai.
Yeah. Sadly, my brother's not around, or else you would get good stuff.
Why don't you give me a laundry list of what you need, and we'll see if I can't get you at least some of it.
Okay.
Be reasonable. My funds are a little limited.
I can fix that problem.
All right. What are you looking at?
See, 45 automatic if possible. Pistol will suffice. If you can't get an automatic. Shotgun. And
A what?
Shotgun, 12 gauge, preferably.
Does anybody else need guns?
Can you acquire an elephant gun?
Don't you already have an elephant gun?
I don't want to lose mine, though.
True. And I did lose the rifle that you gave me.
Really, though?
An elephant gun? That's not a lot of call for them.
I think you'd be better off just asking to see if they could get you a rifle, honestly.
Yeah, okay.
The Enfield.
Exactly. Yeah, what the man just said.
So yeah, to see if you can get 2 of those.
All right, 2 rifles. How about you, Mr. Throw the lamp at my head?
I didn't throw the lamp at your head. I threw it at the door.
Head door. Do you need any assault rifles or anything?
I would, well, if you're giving, you can grab me a pair of them Filipino fighting sticks.
Wait, I'm sorry. Everybody keeps on 3POing out.
He wants billy clubs, isn't that what they're called?
No,
He wants a scream of sticks.
The Tompas, rather.
Yeah.
Wampus have handles on the side. Those are Okinawan.
No, so you're looking for actual just the sticks.
He just wants some, like, 3-foot sticks.
Bead sticks.
Yep.
How would I
I'm
block
a beating
out,
stick.
motherfucker?
Are these
All right.
wrapped well and
And how about you, mystery man, who I've never been introduced to, and who nobody knows? Why are you here? Who are you?
Why did I
I thought we were going to pick him up later.
Oh,
yeah, I thought I'd be some translator at some point.
all right.
It's all right. I mean, I can just be a translator,
Or
or you can hire me.
We
We still would have to have a really good reason to have you in the room with us right now, since we don't.
All right.
I'm not in the room,
boy.
so-
Never mind.
John
Oh,
Randolph
boy,
needs a
hire.
translator manservant.
I probably don't know what I'm getting into, to be entirely honest, guys.
All right. What about you, Mr. Fedora?
I'm good. I tend to let the people do all the shooting go in front.
Oh, that Mozzie. Plenty of ammunition.
And he looks up and says, "And you probably don't need a gun, miss."
I just smile quietly and cross my arms.
All right. I'll try and get you some firearms tomorrow. We'll meet at the Tiger in the morning, right before dawn. And don't piss off Fergus anymore. And with that, he takes his leave.
Oh, that probably need to work itself out.
Yeah, I'm a little wary of trusting somebody we just met like that, but I don't really see much of an option in the matter.
Well, he doesn't seem to be full of the heathenness or the murderousness. That's
Yeah,
good
well,
enough.
there's always a first time for everything. But we have to get up early, so I suggest we get our rest. You know, all 2 hours of it is left.
I lean in and say, you okay, sweet cheeks?
I'd be better if y'all get the hell out of my room. Let me finish
Okay.
my sleep.
Yeah, it looks like you're.
If you're sure, because
I'm already asleep.
I can hang around if you want.
If it'll make you feel better, there's a chair.
Mm.
All right then.
I bid y'all a good evening.
I settle down on the chair.
Told me in the morning we were going to the Tiger.
Try not to die, Julian. Good night.
Say what, Walter?
You guys could have woke me up and told me we were just going in the Tiger. You didn't need to wake me up for this shit. Sorry, I'm not exactly the most friendliest when I get woken up.
Yeah, let's get you back to bed.
Mm-hmm. Night, y'all.
Does anybody else have any business to take care of? Conversation?
Nope, I'm just going over for yet another night of not sleeping.
I figure if we have to, Walter can just put on the hat to get back in the Tiger.
Well, the guy's can't be working every damn night. Gotta take a shift off.
I'm sure he owned the place. He there every day.
Oh, probably.
There's nothing a little more grease than the palms can't fix. I'd just rather not do that again.
My luck is not the highest. Knowing he probably works there every day. He's got a cot in the back or something.
I'll see what I can do. Just let's go. Sleep is good.
Hey, son, you gotta go where everybody knows your name. Like that guy.
All right. Well, the
I don't
next
think we're-
morning, before this becomes an advertisement for Boston's most famous bar. All right. The next morning, you find yourselves at the Stumbling Tiger.
I have my gun on me, by the way. My handgun.
Right. Your special handgun.
Yes, my special handgun. I'm just letting you know because I don't want that to come up later. It's like you didn't say you had your gun.
Okay.
I've got nothing but my walking stick and not much else, sadly.
I got my leather,
under that coat.
I got my leather jacket and my brass knuckles.
Got River.
And really,
I have my medical bag.
Pretty much all I
And
need.
I
I'm
got
on my
music. I
second
got
drink.
rhythm. Who can ask for anything more?
I'm on my second drink.
Mama Mosa.
Doctor, I was thinking about the time for another.
Wait, is it daytime or nighttime?
It's
It
morning.
is
Like it's like
dawn.
right before dawn.
Oh, maybe I'm not on my second drink.
Doctor,
You could be. I mean, you could have woke up and started early.
No.
Doctor, I
Maybe
know
it's-
you're-
I mean, we are in a stressful situation. You may be drinking.
I wish I
My
could.
guy likes taking medication more. Because that's
So he's
more.
popping pills.
Yeah.
Takes a
No,
couple
that's not
uppers
the
and downs,
equivalent.
a couple downers, but nothing compares
Probably
to
some
the
laudanum.
yellow pepper pills.
Probably some laudanum.
Or is he popping bennies?
Dude, did you see the cough syrup back then? He's got some prescription cough syrup.
It's not a prescription. This is over the counter. Cocaine was over the counter.
All right. That doesn't work for you.
Here's
He's got heroin in his bag. He's good.
Yeah. All right. So the Stumbling Tiger is very different at dawn in a secret meeting. The bartender is there. He smiles at Lucy and throws a little shade towards Walter.
He gives him a little finger waggle.
I give him the stink eye.
I give him the biggest shit-eating grin I can muster.
I look mournfully
And
at
gives
him.
his Lucy probably. Just to rub him the wrong way.
Spencer,
Poor bartender.
Spencer, what's your character's name?
My character's name is Dante Hamilton.
Is he Chinese?
No,
How is he the guide?
because he's not. Why is he a guy? He's a translator.
Why is he the translator?
Well, he's on a mission.
Oh. How the hell am I working you into this?
Isn't that always the question?
Oh my God! Are you giving
Alright, well,
Well, I mean, like I'm not, obviously not on the mission anymore. That's how I came here.
And maybe the guy that was supposed to meet us got
I'm
scared. and said
I'm like a
something.
translator for hire. I've just kind of I look around for the white faces and I show
Okay.
up and I talk.
You're
some
not
shit
here.
about the Chinese. Yeah, I'm not
you're
here.
not here. Go mute yourself.
Okay.
There's also an older Chinese gentleman who is introduced to you as Mu Xian.
Mu Xian.
That's Hsien.
Mu.
And Jack Brady. He says, "Here you go." He gives Randolph a .45 pistol.
There we go. Automatic or a revolver?
It is an automatic.
There we go.
And he gives. Who asked for the guns? Lucy and
Jamal.
Jamal. He gives you each a. Let's go with 30-06 semi-autumn. Oh no, that's present. My fault. 30-06 bolt-action rifles.
How much ammo does he provide?
Gives you enough. He gives you enough to have a full clip in the gun and an extra clip.
Okay. There you go.
Toss me those stats when you look them up, Nick.
And for you guys, he gives you. You have the 5 bullets in the gun, and then he gives you 10 extra loose rounds.
Okay, the stats that are different between the Lee Enfield and the 30-06 are that it shoots once per round and has 5 bullets in the mag.
Okay. And the damage is what?
2d6 plus 4.
No, the bolt action 30-06 is 2d6 plus 4, and it's 1 per 2 rounds.
Okay, so it's the same as the Liam Field net.
Yeah. The difference is it holds 5 bullets, and it has a better range. Do you need the stats for the 45?
I got the stats to 45.
I say I got the stats for that if anybody needs them.
All right.
Yep.
And he tosses Julian a couple of holes.
It'd been funnier if he gave table legs.
Yep.
All right. Down to business. All right, we're in a bit more of a secure situation, but I had to get you guys off the streets. You're going to bring too much heat on you, and this is too delicate an operation to have you amateurs cocking it up like this. So, as near as we can tell, the pyramid, the red pyramid, was sealed off and was holding this god back. And what Roger did is he stopped that from happening. Somebody's echoing.
Hello?
Not me. I've got my earbuds in.
Hello?
Hello? Stop. All right. There's a book. Well, Mr. Moo, why don't you tell them about the book? Mr. Moo says in passable English, not the greatest English, but he explains that there's a book called the 7 cryptical books of Zen. Hope you guys are taking notes.
Yep.
That's
The 7 what?
the 7 cryptical books of San. HSAN. They're a series of lost scrolls, but part of the information that's contained within these scrolls is the ability to create these seals. If you can seal off these places of power, you can prevent what the cultists are trying to bring through from happening. There's only one known copy of this book, and it is hidden in a monastery in Tibet.
Okay.
Tibet.
How secure are these monasteries?
How secure are they?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Is it the kind of thing where you can just walk in, grab it, and walk out, and nobody's going to stop us? Or we were facing down the entire...
I would imagine
time
something that's a one-copy thing wouldn't exactly be in public viewing.
One does not simply walk into a monastery.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
that
how
kind
do
of text
you-
would probably be under some sort of
I would
security.
assume there would be some protections.
If for no other reasons than to make sure it doesn't fall to pieces.
What makes you think that we'd be able to get permission from the monastery to take it?
Who said we're gonna ask for permission?
We don't need permission. We're on a secret
I would
mission
think-
to God.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna look at us real hard?
Alright, well,
There's always a way to
What-
get what you want.
what do you guys suggest would be
Well,
the best way to go
if
about
you
this?
If you can get me this book, I can work on figuring out what it says. And then we can actually bring the battle to them as opposed to what you've been doing, flailing around.
Go right to the heart of the Hun and burn them in Berlin.
Now, it's going to take me some time to translate this book. It's not like it's not written in modern Chinese. I'm going to have to take some time with the book to figure out what's going on. So the quicker we can get it, the quicker we can start doing something.
Walter probably knows a guy that can translate it faster.
I doubt that.
No, but he would
What?
totally
No, the guy
pretend.
knows a guy.
There's a guy who can pretend to be a guy.
Bartender looks at gives Walter a look and says, "Shut up."
See, I've got an idea. We go sell some of those Cossack uniforms, walk around the temple, take a stroll, and then if anyone asks, we're Ruskies. And then the Chinese go to the Ruskies, not us.
I don't
Carl
think
looks very Russian.
you could pass for a Russian.
It's
I don't think
simple.
I'll be
probably
able to
could.
pass for a
It's
Rusky
simple.
either.
It's simple. You just
Probably
get your
could.
brown fur hat and go.
Yeah, but
"Now,
you happen to be
I
a woman
have
though,
say,
too, so I
Russian
don't think you
dialed
can ask for that.
It worked. We're for a buddy of mine once.
I'm sorry. I think I drifted off to sleep a little bit while y'all were talking. Y'all like refresh my memory of the plan here.
Well, there's some certain documents that we need, and they happen to be only in this Tibetan monastery.
Anybody want to convert?
Tibetan monastery.
Yeah, that's what he just said.
Yep.
Says that's the only copy, and that's the only place he knows where it is.
Funny that.
Plan B.
Yeah,
Now, Mr.
hopefully he's
Genius-
in your opium field.
Mr. Genius, I have a fake sister in a country we're trying to get papers into.
Yes.
Said that we should take some uniforms that pretend to be Russians.
Yes.
Look,
That way they come looking for the thieves.
Randolph? Randolph,
Yes.
shut up.
That is a terrible idea.
That is a brilliant idea. I wish that I thought. Oh wait, I did. Shut up, Randolph.
Plan B is if all else fails, burn everything. That way the enemy cannot retrieve.
You just stop talking. In fact, can we just tie him to something and leave him here? I actually don't care if they get him anymore.
What?
I
There's
think that's
been
some rope.
nothing but trouble since we met you.
It worked for the Germans. They burned down that dang Belgium.
Yeah, fire worked real well for Georgia too, didn't it? Shut up, Randolph.
It did. That's how those damn Yankees won the war. Burned down Georgia.
Shut up, Randolph.
It's in Plot, Tibet.
Is where?
What?
Plot, Tibet.
Plot, Tibet.
You know, it's just south of MacGuffin. In the mountains.
About Nanda Parbat?
It's in the mountains. Right on the border.
In the mountains.
You can't miss
Mountain
it.
of
Lofty risings.
Well, that narrows it down. Certainly.
Well, we can get you close. And then all you'd have to do would be to get there. We can get you in the vicinity.
Alright.
What kind of monastery is this?
A Buddhist monastery.
I was going to say, I'm guessing Tibet.
Probably not the warrior monk kind.
Yeah. You have any idea how many?
You don't know.
You have any idea how many people we're likely to find there? And
No idea.
Yeah, you know anything about this monster at all?
To be honest, the political situation in China vis-a-vis Tibet is none too great right now.
No intel.
And there's a lot of Tibetan nationalism happening. So they don't particularly like outsiders.
So it's probably a bad idea for a large group of loud and obnoxious Americans to go crashing through the mountains of Tibet.
Bottles of
Honestly, of all the places we've been, it really hasn't been a good idea to take a large group of loud, brash Americans through it.
Question. What does this, you know what the scroll looks like? How are we able to recognize it when we find it? Because one piece of old Chinese paper looks the same as an old piece of old Chinese paper.
Well, you'll probably have to bring along a translator.
And Sherpas and...
Gasoline.
Yeah, you need an expedition to go into Tibet.
Yeah, gasoline, dynamite, kerosene lamps.
Can I roll a no roll to know the political situation right now in Tibet? Like, excuse me,
Sure.
if the Russians and British are still going at it. Gotta get a 90. Got a 58. Let me just look that
Yes. Yes, we'll look that up.
up.
The political situation is enough that they don't like outsiders.
Yeah.
People are not allowed in Lasha.
Yeah.
They're not letting people. They expel foreigners.
You have to disguise
If you're
yourself, and even then it's easy. Or, yeah, it's
Fortunately, you're not going anywhere near them.
not easy. No.
Somebody else. Well, Jamal, with your no roll, I will say that if you can find someone who can forge documents from the Dalai Lama, that would give you permission to go to this monastery. It would help you. A lot.
That sounds like something that Jack Brady would have to get a hold of.
Forged documents sounds like something the local crime lord would have access to.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of local crime lords.
How susceptible is this Dalai Lama to a little bit of the old gold dollar there? You know, just slip a couple of pieces of gold and does he just open up?
Yeah, you're not going to get to the Dalai Lama.
The Dalai Lama's assistant secretary.
We can let him try, and then when he disappears.
Dalai Lama's assistant secretary for signing off on half-baked expeditions in the middle of God's forsaken acre.
No, but Brady does say, hold on, he can introduce you to some people that are involved in a vigilante organization that he's been working with called New China that might be able to help you out with getting proper documents for.
Well, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
So you want to speak to a Chu Min.
Where we find this Chu Min?
They're in a warehouse they're in a warehouse in the warehouse district. It's actually not too far from the warehouse you were at before.
Oh, isn't that convenient?
River, get them directions. Wheel me on over there.
Good old Q.
Right.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
Squeak it, squeak it, squeak it.
Dear God, is that a corpse or a man?
All right, I get the directions.
Okay. Is there anything else that you guys want to know from Brady or from Moo Sen?
Has there been anything else you might want from that there monster? Just that one that magic scroll?
Oh, isn't that asking a lot?
Yeah, that is asking out.
Well, we're grabbing one thing. We might as well grab other things.
We're gonna probably do that anyway.
Well, it's a freaking monastery. It's not like they have a vault.
I was just trying to figure out why to cover. Let's see, we might have grabbed something just to cover up our evidence. What we stole.
Randolph, leave the obtaining of these documents to the people who know how to obtain things of an illicit nature.
That's not something he's good at doing, Julian. You know this man likes to stick his foot in his mouth all the time he can.
Well, that's what
Yeah, that's why I got this pick.
That's what the Yankees did. You just go in, you set fire to corners of town, and steal all the valuables.
Right, so shall we get moving while he's rambling?
Put Randolph on gearing us, outfitting us for this expedition.
All right.
That actually sounds like a fantastic idea.
Who is going to go and keep John Randolph in line?
Hell no, Lucy. No, Lucy's not doing that this time.
Where's that waiter boy who they could translate in English before?
River. All of our guides' children.
I point to Randolph. You shut up.
Anyway, I was saying. Alright.
You were not saying. Shut up.
You don't seem to understand strategy. I'll go
Strategy.
Lucy gets closer to Julie and goes, if I have to spend one more day with him by myself, I'll issue him myself.
What's the weather like in this today? Is it cold up there or is it warm? What's the mountain like? Parkas.
It's a freaking mountain in Tibet.
Even in the summer, it's gotta be fucking cold.
It's cold. John,
Really cold.
he doesn't know Tibet from a Chinese menu.
Doc, you wanna go with him? I can't deal with it today. It's not good for his health if I go with him.
John.
Yeah. Let me ask a question of our GM here. How long is this trip going to take, and am I in any condition to go traipsing through the damn mountains?
You very well may not be in any condition. Well, we'll figure that by By the time you get everything organized and get there, you'll be at least healed up.
All right.
So you're not going to be ship shape, but then again, you never will be.
Right.
But you will be at least. You'll have a.
He won't be
passable
in
chance.
this door constantly.
You'd be able to not have to take the wheelchair.
Right. I could get a dog sled. Have Randolph.
Dogs do. I don't think dogs do.
We'll hire a boy to do that. Yeah, well.
You know, if this requires any climbing, we could make sure his rope's a little busted.
I'll leave murder up to you guys. I've heard about the Himalayas.
Well, Brady said, "Don't worry about getting you guides. We'll get you Sherpas who can get you up there.
Yeah.
You just have to, you have to be able to pay them."
Are we going into the Himalayas?
I don't know. Do you want to get the scroll? It's in the mountains. Not necessarily the Himalayas.
So it's cold.
Okay. But it's a place that's cold as shit.
It's going to be cold.
Yeah. So I'm going to track down that boy. I said, get me some.
What's that?
So I'm going to track down. I'm going to see if I can track down that boy from yesterday. See if we can get this. Find some sort of mountaineering store. And I got some quests that are perfectly legitimate.
You're trying to find. For some reason, you're trying to find Li Wen Cheng, and you haven't really seen him. But then it is early.
I'll take any guy will do. As long as they talk the right kind of English and talk the right kind of Chinese.
All right, are you not there? Are you leaving to go and do this?
Yeah, I might as well get ready to outfit this execution properly.
All right. Well, you go back towards the hotel where these guides are aplenty, and you see something that looks tailor-made to you because he's a white guy.
Remember a civilization.
And he's holding a big Bible and a cross. Looks like he was made for John. What's your appearance, Spencer?
10.
Not quite made for John.
Why, thank God, another white face around.
Indeed.
God.
Any portal due in a storm.
Do I detect a little bit of the South in you?
Well, yes. Do you not understand where my accent comes from?
Well,
I'm from South Carolina.
Carolina. Very fine state. Very fine state indeed. First star off the flag.
And in the distance, Lucy's southern sense is tingling, and she's
Southern.
I am John Allen Randolph of Roanoke.
Why, I am Dante
Lucy, my
Hamilton.
redneck sense is tingling.
My friends call me Tay, and I've been around these parts trying to convert these chink heathens.
Should I
suddenly feel an evangelical in our presence, and I don't like it.
Playing there, buddy.
I'll rein it in.
I like this guy.
Translator for hire. That's what I'm going to go with. And Sherpa guide, if necessary.
Cha-ching. Okay.
And Sherpa guide if necessary.
He doesn't know where in the mountains, but he's an evangelical, and he'll sell y'all.
I do it all. I am your one-stop China style.
I see, my good sir. I'm turning a little expedition to the mountains up there in that.
They call me downtown USA.
So, Dave, if you could help me get some kerosene lamps, tents, parkas, compasses, binoculars, and a whole shebang. Give me some, boots, of course.
All right.
Well, we'll start with the market.
All right. So Wesley, what you're going to do is you're going to make up equipment list.
Yeah, I sent you part of it just on the chat. A couple.
Okay. Well, I'm not looking at the chat, so.
Yeah.
You can email me that later
Sure,
on.
I'll email you that.
We will go with whatever your equipment list ends up being.
Yep.
That is what we're going to have.
Yep. We'll have all that.
All right. Meanwhile, who's going to New China to see about getting some documents?
I'll go.
I'll be happy to go get some documents.
I am not that type of person.
As long as you're not with John Randolph.
I'm more than happy to go with him if it keeps me away from him.
Wait, when you said New China, did you mean we're going to Tibet?
No, we're going to try to get documents to try to get into Tibet.
Okay, that's what I meant.
New China's the organization, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You know what? Yeah, I will go with you then. I thought we were.
You are more than welcome to join the two Southern men in their banter.
No, I don't think so.
All
They're
right.
still at home for a reason, and they're part of it.
Alrighty. So, make it to the warehouse. Give the
Never
knock.
can you mind the cobblestones? Damn, girl.
Yeah, the warehouse.
And she picks you up and carries you across the cobblestone.
I was gonna say you could have River put you on her back like Chewie and C-3PO,
So I can swing it over my shoulder.
or better yet, you could Hordor it. Hordor.
Feel the force flowing through you, River.
Or maybe we should just toss like a football.
Hang on, Bright Eyes.
Across the room.
All right. You open the warehouse door, and it's just an empty space. There's a dirt floor, and on the floor there are rows and rows of men and women practicing martial arts in formation.
Seems like y'all's kind of joint.
Definitely.
River.
One of the people on the side observing this looks at you and comes running over and asks, what are you doing here? Who sent you? What do you want?
I'd look at
I
Walter.
just got a 9 on a Chinese roll.
Okay. You are conversing in Chinese.
We are here to see your master. We need to acquire paperwork of a questionable nature.
Questionable. Who said that we provide such services?
What was his name again? Jack what?
Jesus, Jack Brady.
Jack? Got the name from
Goddammit,
Jack
write
Brady.
it down. There's post-it notes in your workstation there, Rodney. Come on.
Rodney,
Pay $3, pull it off the
Rodney.
wall, and let's do this.
Those are condoms, son.
make a persuade roll.
Persuade roll?
Yep.
Alright. Persuade would be 22 of 59. That's a make it.
Jack Brady, huh? What exactly did Mr. Brady say?
Well, I'd prefer to discuss that with your master.
All right. You people wait here. You come with me. Takes you up to where the normally you'd have the overseer's office, and he takes you up there, and in there.
Okay, so hang on
Gentlemen.
1 second. Sorry to sort of be a pain on this one, Rodney.
Yeah.
You're in a wheelchair, are you not?
No, I think he's healed up at least a little bit by now.
Is he like with a walking cane or something?
Yeah, but he just told us he was in a wheelchair rolling across. So
I think he was
Yeah.
doing that for
So are we
dramatic
going to
effect.
let them just roll him away? I'm just curious on that. That's all.
well, I would at least imagine River wouldn't.
I know.
I
would
wouldn't
be like,
either.
oh well, have fun, Rodney. Whereas River might grip the wheelchair rather firmly.
Well, Julian, are you going with him, or am I
Don't worry
saying,
about it.
I'm with him?
Don't worry about it. I got this.
Okay. All I'm saying is, if we get into shenanigans while you're away, not
That's
your
your own damn fault. Now just remember, I'm the man that looks like he's in charge. Y'all get in shenanigans, y'all make me look bad. Y'all make me look bad. Well, I'm gonna feed this wheelchair to somebody.
All right, Ironsides. We'll see you later.
Lucy gets closer to Walter and goes, "You think you should follow him?"
Oh, give me a moment. I think I have to just go and visit the little boy's room.
By all means.
Walter walks over, puts a hat on, out of sight, and goes to follow Rodney.
They can still see you.
Going to the washroom?
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, once you come out,
God, I should hope not.
you still make sneak rolls. You can't. It's not like you're not invisible. You're insubstantial.
Right.
All
But he
right.
can literally walk in walls, can't he?
Yeah, but he's like a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is
There's
he
like
can
a
use that as a bonus to
outline
help
of
him
you,
sneak.
sort of like a predator almost. Not
What I mean
completely
is that
visible,
using the
but
wall is that you could use that as like to help hide yourself as well.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can actually go into it.
there
So
are
I'm
ways-
saying that it would be a bonus to your sneak rolls when I'm trying to help you with.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. It's just you're not invisible. All right. Make your sneak roll. You can add 20 to it.
I crit. I am a ninja.
You are the predator. All right, Rodney, you are taken up to the office where there is a man, a short Chinese man dressed all in blue with a newsy hat on, and he goes and he's, "What can I help you with?"
Mr. Jack Brady. Do I need to make another roll for Chinese?
No, you're cool.
Okay.
What's your Chinese?
45.
No, you're cool.
Mr. Jack Brady said your organization could help us secure paperwork to get into Tibet.
It's not cheap.
Well, I understand that.
What exactly do you need from us?
We need official documents, probably something forged by His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
That's a steep price. All right.
Well, what is your price, my good friend?
Let's say I can do this for you. When do you need this by?
As soon as possible.
A rush job.
As long as it's quality. I presume that this will be very high quality work.
Well, quality is expensive, and quality takes a little bit longer than as soon as possible.
But what is a man if he doesn't take pride in his work?
What is your name, sir?
My name's Julian Benoit.
Mr. Benoit. I have a revolution to run. China cannot stay the way it is.
All things must change. I understand that, sir.
I need money for armaments. The revolution does not come cheap.
Hmm.
We have guns, but we need more. I believe that if you can help me with enough money to supply arms and training to my men, I'd be more than happy to help you out.
Indeed, indeed. You know, I do have connections that do have a good bit of money, but I also have connections that are good at other services.
Such as?
The special sort of skills to acquire the weapons you need without the expenditure of money.
Really? And how would you go about getting these weapons?
Clearly, you know who your opponent is. You're aware of your opponent's transport of weapons.
I'm assuming you're referring to Ho Fang.
Certainly.
Ho Fang transports weapons, sure. You would be able to get us weapons from Ho Fang that wouldn't come back to us?
My friend, if it is your desire and it gets me the paperwork that I need, I will leave Ho Fang's organization in ashes.
This I highly doubt. But if you can get us the weapons from his warehouse, I'd be more than happy to get whatever you need to get you into Tibet.
How many crates of weapons do you want from Ho Fang's warehouse?
How many can you get?
Well, I do have a rather strong woman on hand. I'm sure we can work something out.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Get us weapons, you have a deal. If not, it's going to cost you. What's your credit rating, Julian?
55.
Roll a credit rating check.
That's a fail.
I would like to see those weapons. If you cannot get the weapons, then you have to come up with the cash. All at once. Either one will work for me. And he gives you a sum. It's a lot of money.
Okay. I appreciate your time. My people will be in contact.
Thank you. It's been enlightening.
Absolutely. All right, I guess I'll go back to the guys.
As will I.
So what'd you think, Walter?
Oh. Not something I was looking
Velocity?
for. I'm all for stealing shit. I'm just not enjoying the people who we have to steal it from. They tend to want to bite you in the ass later on in life.
That's why when we take these weapons, we make sure we knock their teeth out. Now,
Well, we tend to seem to know the same person that wants to do that, so I'm all for that. So let's go break the news to the rest of the gang, and I guess let's get this over with.
all right. Well, I suggest we get something to eat. I'm starving.
All right. So we go find our group, find some place to go eat, and relay all the info that we got from this gentleman with the lovely hat.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at time.
All right. So, Rodney's got a split.
All right.
I wasn't expecting a raid on the warehouse.
Okay. Are we ever expecting the raid to happen?
I would just say burn down the warehouse and make some stuff disappear.
You aren't allowed to talk.
Yeah.
You're not allowed near matches. What the hell?
So what we'll do
Honestly,
is
believe
we'll break
Christ,
here.
that was loud.
Crime Lord exist.
We will break here, and while I will, what I'll end up doing is to save time, I will go under the assumption that Julian is casing the joint.
Okay.
Over the next few days, I will give Julian the information that he gets casing the joint, so we can just hit the ground running next time.
Sounds good.
All right.
Well, I would also like to use Walter's special ability to get some information on the inside.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll get you as much information as is reasonable.
Of course.
Over the course of a couple of days of casing the joint. James, when does Friday Fungi start up again?
Friday will be starting up in the new year, so not New Year's Day, but the following week after.
Okay, so we have Friday Fungi happening again?
Yep.
Not this coming week, but the week after?
After all the holidays.
It'll be the 8th.
Yeah. January the 8th.
On next Saturday, we're coming back with Microphones of Madness. You don't have to listen to me reading poorly anymore. And it's Kikonga this week, right?
Sure.
Yep.
And then the week
That's-
after, it's Pete Rollett.
Yeah.
Unless Kim has seen Star Wars and you want to talk Star Wars.
I have not.
Damn you, Kim.
I know. I'm
We have a
terrible.
week. So it may be Star Wars, it may be Kikonga, depending on Kim. No pressure.
Gee,
Could be
thanks.
both.
I might be able to intercede in that conversation depending on how does that. Wait, next Saturday? Nope. Wait, never mind.
And then the next Monday we will be doing some more Eclipse Phase, Ozymandias.
Yep.
Where we're finally out of Hogwarts, and we can all suffer the consequences.
Chasamandius.
Where you all get a job offer and a ski trip.
Yeah. Wait. Is it an actual job offer or indentureship offer?
It doesn't involve me being a damsel again.
Why do you have to play the semantics?
Because it matters. It actually does matter.
Because we were actually indentures.
We're
Yeah.
currently property. We like to know if that's ended or not yet.
Yeah. Thrilled to find out if we are still indentured servants
Yes.
in the new flesh.
That's some other stuff will happen. Long live the new Flash!
All right. Well, I guess we'll see y'all next year.
All right.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Night, Gracie.
Gracie.